Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
WBQP TV Radio wants you to be prepared for the hurricane season.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Tuesday. Get in the swing of things with Morning with Vernon.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now. It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Morning with Vernon this morning. How everybody doing this Tuesday morning, y'all? July 21st, 6:34 a.m. in the morning time. I want to say good morning to everybody under the sound of my voice this morning. I want to say good morning to Mr. Alan Young this morning. Good morning, Mrs. Lois Press Pruitt. Have y'all gotten your coffee yet? Lois, I know you got your coffee. All right, y'all. We start the morning off right with a cup of coffee, y'all. That's right. Yes, sir. Mr. Alan Young, how you doing this morning, man? I tell you what we're going to do, as we always said that we're going to start the program off this morning. Let's go ahead and start it off with the prayer, with our prayer man, Reverend J.O. Gasson. Good morning, Reverend J.O. Gasson. Why don't you give us some prayer then?
Hi, this is J.O. Gasson of Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida, and we come to you on this beautiful Tuesday that the Lord has given us. As a matter of fact, it's our Testimony Tuesday, and we've come to bless His name in sacred words of prayer. Let us pray. Father God, we come that we may testify on this Testimony Tuesday of your goodness in spite of our difficulties, our situations, our circumstances, in spite of what's ahead of us, as Mama would say. We've come to testify of your goodness and to say thank you. And so, Lord, this is our premise this morning. That is to bless you on this Tuesday, dear God, and to seek you out for the blessings of life. As we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God, the master of the seed, our disparity, Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen, y'all. All right, let's go ahead and get into our traffic this morning with Miss Lola. Good morning, Miss Lola. How you doing this morning, baby?
Good morning to you too, Vernon. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Are you ready for the traffic report? Here we go.
Good morning, Vernon, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. How is your Tuesday going? I'm Lola with your WBQP Tuesday traffic report. Traffic is moving steadily across most of Escambia and Santa Rosa counties this morning, with the usual increase in volume during the morning commute. If you're traveling eastbound on I-10, expect heavier traffic approaching I-110, 9th Avenue, and the Escambia Bay Bridge. Westbound traffic is also beginning to build through the same corridor as commuters head toward downtown Pensacola and the Alabama state line. On U.S. Highway 98, allow a few extra minutes between Pensacola and Gulf Breeze, especially across the Pensacola Bay Chappie James Bridge, where traffic typically slows during peak commute hours. Drivers heading toward Navarre and Fort Walton Beach should also expect moderate delays as beach and work traffic merge. Along Davis Highway, 9 Mile Road, Mobile Highway, Scenic Highway, and Pace Boulevard, traffic is moderate with periodic slowdowns at major intersections. Be alert for school buses, pedestrians, and emergency vehicles during the morning rush. As of this report, no major highway closures or significant incidents have been reported affecting the Pensacola area, but conditions can change quickly. Florida traffic information is updated continuously throughout the day. Remember to buckle up, put the phone away, leave a safe following distance, and give yourself a few extra minutes to reach your destination safely. I'm Lola, and that's your WBQP Tuesday traffic report. WBQP, your information station. Drive safely, Pensacola.
Back over to you, Vernon. Have a nice day.
All right, we're going to try to have a nice day, Miss Lola May. We are going to try to have a nice day. You know, we might be in for some inclement weather, y'all. We got a front coming through here. I think we had a depression. Now that the depression and then turned into a tropical storm, I believe. I think when they become a TS, a tropical storm, I think they start naming them. And I think this was named Bertha May, if I'm not mistaken. But hadn't got to us yet. So, Cheryl, what do you think today's weather is going to be like this morning, Cheryl, here in Pensacola?
Good morning, Vernon. Here's today's weather for Tuesday. On Tuesday, skies remain mostly cloudy with another 60% chance of rain. Afternoon highs reach 89 degrees with overnight lows around 77.
Thank you, Cheryl. All the middle names is made. This Cheryl May, y'all. This is Cheryl May with her room now. Also, if you feeling lucky today, today ought to be Tuesday. So lottery, the lottery, they're going to change. They're going to pull numbers tonight, I believe, for the Powerball. But then they pull numbers Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, and all that other kind of stuff, and other kinds of stuff this morning. So let's see if anybody had any luck, if you will, playing the Powerball this morning. Check it out.
Perfect day to double check your tickets. Your winning numbers could be waiting. Your winning numbers could be waiting.
Vernon, let's check those lotto numbers. Aren't you tired of working to support me? I'm feeling lucky. Get those tickets out and check them.
right, y'all. That's what the numbers are like today. So good luck. Good luck with those numbers, okay? Good luck. Maybe you can your luck is better than mine with the thing this morning. All right. Y'all want to get a little motivational moment this morning? Let's go ahead and do a little motivational moment this morning. See what we got in terms of trying to motivate ourselves this morning.
The greats think differently. The greats see differently, right? The greats have a different worldview. The greats, they approach the game in a totally different way. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. Because if you can get this, you can get any success you want in life. You can have anything you want in life if you can get this. The next time you give a low effort, right? You give it 70% or 50% or 30%. I want you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. If your effort is low, you're probably not thinking about the opportunity. You're probably thinking about the obligation. And when you think about E.T., how you stay pumped up, E.T.'s how you stay on fire, E.T., how you always driven, even in the midst of trials and tribulations, even in the midst of your haters, when people try to break you and tear you down, E.T., how you stay strong. I keep thinking about the opportunity. Every single day, I'm thinking about the opportunity, and I'm not looking at this thing as an obligation. I'm not looking at this thing as something that I have to do, or that I'm forced to do, right? Something that somebody's making me do. Every time I wake up, I'm thinking, I'm alive, baby. This is the day. This is an opportunity. If you want what you've never had before, if you want to do what you've never done before, if you want to be what you've never been before, change your mentality. And I want you to see that effort goes up when you look at it as, I got an opportunity of a lifetime. But you should be excited about the fact that you have an opportunity.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You got an opportunity. Y'all may take advantage of it. So stay alive and stay alert. Motivate yourself. All right, y'all. Today is Tuesday. And you know, on Tuesday, we talk about jobs at ECUA on Tuesday. 7:30, Mrs. Shakita Payne will come in and we'll let her know the new jobs and the great jobs that's at ECUA. We should be joined with Jerry McIntosh. He's in on us on Tuesday morning. And also at 8 o'clock time frame, we always get a City of Pensacola update, either directly from Mayor D.C. Reeves in the morning, or his very trusted advisor this morning, Mr. Cliff Collins, one of the two individuals. And 8:30, we got another person is running for the governor of Florida. He's supposed to be on about the 8:30ish time frame this morning, and we'll talk to him about his bid for governor. We got 34 people, if you can believe it or not, that's running for governor. And most of these folks, that's kind of unknown folks I wanted to talk to about, because you know what the big money people are talking about. You just don't know what opportunities you might be missing because they don't have the money like the big folks, and they are grassroots folks trying to get the message out. And so I'm here helping them, trying to get their message out this morning. Another segment of the news that I installed for the week, so you'll know what's going on in Black America, in Africa America, y'all. And I put on with Miss Monty, Miss Nomi, a African American news feature, And I got a lot of it coming up on the other one, y'all. Lord have mercy, other kind of stuff with a lot of black folks. But let's go around Africa, America, and see what the top headlines, top story. And good morning, Miss Naomi.
Hi, I am Naomi, your WQP TV African American news reporter, bringing you Black news you can use. Stay tuned. You heard it here on WBQP.
Hello, WBQP viewers and listeners. Here are some of the top African American news stories making headlines across the nation this week. Civil rights leaders announce March on Washington 2026. Defend the vote. A coalition led by Rev. Al Sharpton, Martin Luther King III, the NAACP, the National Urban League, and other civil rights organizations announced a national march on August 28 in Washington, D.C. The event marks the 63rd anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech and will focus on voting rights, fair representation, and democracy following recent Supreme Court decisions affecting the Voting Rights Act. NAACP continues push for federal investigation in Tennessee deaths. The NAACP is continuing to demand a federal investigation into the deaths of 2 black men in Tennessee, saying the circumstances warrant independent review. The organization has called for greater transparency and accountability from state and federal authorities. NAACP defends voting rights in federal court. The NAACP scored another legal victory as a federal court dismissed a Justice Department lawsuit seeking access to New York voter files, while granting the NAACP's motion to intervene. The organization says the ruling helps protect voter privacy and election integrity. $20 million Black voter mobilization campaign continues. The NAACP is expanding its $20 million Get Out the Vote initiative, one of the organization's largest voter engagement efforts in years. The campaign aims to increase Black voter participation ahead of the 2026 midterm elections through grassroots organizing, education, and registration drives. Voting rights become a national focus. Community forums and town halls are being held nationwide to educate voters about recent Supreme Court rulings affecting redistricting and the Voting Rights Act. Civil rights organizations say public education and voter participation are top priorities. Congressman Al Green calls for accountability in IA-related deaths. Texas Congressman Al Green is calling for greater transparency regarding several ICE-related fatal shootings and has urged Congress to investigate the incidents. His remarks have generated national discussion within civil rights and African American communities. HBCUs continue strong enrollment and workforce growth. Historically Black colleges and universities continue reporting strong enrollment, expanding academic programs, and increasing workforce partnerships in healthcare, engineering, technology, and business, reinforcing their growing national impact. Rondo African American Arts District opens in Minnesota. The historic Rondo neighborhood in St. Paul is celebrating the opening of the Rondo African American Arts District, creating a permanent cultural destination highlighting Black history, art, entrepreneurship, and community development. Race discrimination lawsuit against Nespresso moves forward. A federal judge ruled that an African American former employee may proceed with a race discrimination and hostile work environment lawsuit against Nespresso, allowing the case to continue in court. National conversation on Black political representation. Civil rights leaders continue responding to recent court rulings affecting congressional redistricting, arguing that Black political representation remains a central issue heading into the 2026 elections. Organizers say the upcoming March on Washington will highlight those concerns. We will continue bringing news affecting our community here on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Back to the station.
Thank you, Naomi. We appreciate your news, telling us news around Africa, America this morning, Black America this morning. I believe my boy Orion want to come in here with some sports this morning. Orion,
QP Sports Report, bringing you the biggest sports stories from around the nation and right here on the Gulf Coast. The biggest story in sports this week is the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Spain and defending champion Argentina advanced to Sunday's World Cup final at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey after impressive semifinal victories. Spain defeated France 2-0, while Argentina edged England 2-1 to earn another trip to the championship match. The World Cup final between Spain and Argentina takes place Sunday afternoon, with soccer fans around the world watching to see whether Argentina can defend its title or Spain can capture another world championship. In Major League Baseball, the All-Star break has ended and teams return to action as the race toward the postseason heats up. Front offices are preparing for the upcoming trade deadline as contenders look to strengthen their rosters. Baseball took center stage this week as Major League Baseball celebrated All-Star Week in Philadelphia. Fans enjoyed the Home Run Derby before the American League captured another All-Star Game victory. Now, clubs return to regular season action with the July trade deadline approaching as contenders begin looking for the final pieces to strengthen their playoff runs. The WNBA continues its regular season with several teams battling for playoff position, while the NBA Summer League wraps up in Las Vegas, giving fans a final look at this year's rookie class before training camp. The NBA Summer League in Las Vegas continued showcasing the league's newest rookies and second-year players. Teams are evaluating young talent before training camps open later this year, with several first-round picks making strong impressions. On the golf course, the world's best golfers battled at the Open Championship, while cycling fans continued following the challenging mountain stages of the Tour de France. On the Gulf Coast, the Pensacola Blue Wahoos return to Southern League play after the All-Star break and begin a critical stretch in the second half of the season. Local youth baseball, softball, basketball, and football camps continue throughout Escambia and Santa Rosa counties as high school teams prepare for fall practices. Looking ahead to the week of July 20. Next week, college football fans will be watching the SEC Football Media Days in Tampa, where coaches and players from Alabama, Florida, Georgia, LSU, Auburn, Tennessee, Texas, and the rest of the conference will preview the upcoming college football season. Major League Baseball resumes its second-half schedule. The WNBA continues its playoff race. The NBA Summer League wraps up in Las Vegas, and NASCAR, professional golf, and MLS soccer all have busy weekends ahead. Locally, the Blue Wahoos continue their Southern League schedule, while high school athletes throughout Northwest Florida prepare for the start of fall sports practices. That's your WBQP Sports Report. I'm Orion. Stay active, support our local athletes, and join us next week for another look at what's happening in sports across America and right here on the Gulf Coast. Have a great week. Thanks for watching WBQP TV and listening to WBQP Radio, your information station, and have a great sports.
Thank you, Orion. All right, y'all. That is my sports reporter, Orion, telling us about what's going on in sports this week. He was a little late because he didn't address the FIFA thing because they know that Spain won the FIFA award over Argentina. Okay. Spain is over in the Eastern Hemisphere, I guess you want to call it. We over in the Western Hemisphere. I guess Trump wanted Argentina to win since it is in the Americas. I believe it is. But they're like everything he touched turned to crap. Okay. So therefore, he didn't get a chance to win, but he was there. But anyhow, we don't want to talk about that this morning. We're going to talk about some news you can use this morning. We're going to have a commercial break, if you will. Giving you a commercial break this morning. And when we come back from the commercial break, we're going to go very quickly over the news highlights this morning. I said quickly, but you know how quick my quick is. Okay, you know that. Good morning, Jeannie. How you doing this morning? Janice, how you doing this morning? Already spoke to my good buddy Lois and my other good buddy this morning. You know I can't call no names when I get put on the spot there this morning. All right, but we're gonna go to a commercial break. But when we come back from our commercial break this morning, we are going to be getting into some news you could use this morning. Then after the news we can use this morning, we'll be talking to Ms. Shakita Payne. Hopefully Mr. Jerry McIntosh will be joining me this morning. And we're going to either have the mayor or we're going to have Cliff Collins to come on and talk to us. So stand by. We'll be right back.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
For 75 years, Baptist has brought innovative care to our community. Through our Andrews Institute, we continue the legacy by providing advanced total joint care, restoring mobility, strength, and quality of life. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Why wait? With Penn Air's fast approvals and low rates, getting a car loan is easier than ever. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I am prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer, we've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
As a service to our community, we pause to remember those who have recently passed. Our deepest condolences.
thoughts and prayers are with each family during this time of loss. Thank you for allowing WBQP to serve our community.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Hi, this is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida, and we come to you on this beautiful Tuesday that the Lord has given us. As a matter of fact, it's our Testimony Tuesday, and we've come to bless His name in sacred words of prayer. Let us pray. Father God, we come that we may testify on this Testimony Tuesday of your goodness in spite of our difficulties, our situations, our circumstances, in spite of what's ahead of us, as Mama would say. We've come to testify of your goodness and to say thank you. And so, Lord, this is our premise this morning. That is to bless you on this Tuesday, dear God, and to seek you out for the blessings of life. As we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God, the master of the seed, our disparity. Amen.
Amen.
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares. The voice of the Black community. Your information station.
Station that cares.
WBQP TV and radio. The station that cares.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. It's another hot and humid week ahead across the Gulf Coast, with daily opportunities for showers and thunderstorms. On Tuesday, skies remain mostly cloudy, with another 60% chance of rain. Afternoon highs reach 89 degrees with overnight lows around 77. Wednesday brings a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms, along with a high near 90 degrees and a low of 78. Thursday stays warm and cloudy, with a 40% chance of scattered showers. Highs climb to 91 degrees while overnight temperatures hold near 78. And we wrap up the week on Friday with another 40% chance of scattered showers. Expect a high of 91 degrees and a low of 77. Overall, we're looking at hot afternoons, warm nights, and daily chances for pop-up showers and thunderstorms. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast on WBQP TV.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, y'all. And we got a lot to cover in the news this morning. So let's get to it, okay? Let's get to the news this morning, y'all. Tell you the truth.
Can you believe it's Tuesday already, Vernon?
Not only that, Vernon has news you can use, so listen up.
All right, y'all, let's get directly into it this morning. You know, we are preparing, y'all, for a tropical storm here on the Gulf Coast. And I guess they have it made it to the tropical storm category. And they named it Bertha. Old Bertha May. Old Bertha May is heading our way. Yeah, so make plans. You know, it's not like a full hurricane, but, you know, I've been talking all week about preparing. So now I think if you look at the track of it, it's probably going to be heading somewhere like right along this whole Gulf Coast there. They don't know exactly when and where, but according to the news and according to the Weather Channel and Channel 3 and all these other kind of folks, they expect it to be going in somewhere either in that Texas area or the Louisiana, Texas area as well. Texas been getting it lately. I told you story yesterday about Greg Abbott, how nasty and evil he has been as a governor over in Texas. I think God is tired of that. So he been putting a whooping on Texas. Mother Nature been putting a whooping on Texas. So we're gonna expect as a result of this, y'all be prepared just in case the power goes out. I've been telling you about getting those generators prepared and stuff like that, and getting you some food, getting you some water, getting some toilet tissue just in case you eat some lettuce you ain't had no business eating, and so forth. So get prepared, because it's gonna get a little rough along the coast if everything goes on as planned. If you need some sandbags, Escambia County, you call the Escambia County Emergency Management Center in the downtown Escambia County, to your county commissioners or wherever you need to call. They got sandbags available for you. I don't have the actual location as I speak this morning, okay? But I do know that they are going to be having some free sandbags that might help with flooding and so forth. So get on the phone right now and prepare to do that this morning. Excuse me this morning. Goodness sakes, alive. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Give me 1 minute. All right, y'all. I got a little choked up. Got a little choked up this morning. All right, let's go back. Maybe I need to get my coffee on this morning. All right. I was checking the news around the country, African American news. Let me throw that in there. But I wasn't impressed about what I heard. This is news that affecting us around the country. Black news. They got up in Tennessee, y'all. Some people don't want this guy Justin Pearson to be campaigning, and so these MAGA folks, so forth. But to follow that story, they got some backlash and critics saying that he shouldn't be running. He's one of the, after AOC came and supported him, he's one of the people that made notoriety a couple of years ago when the Tennessee legislature, where they threw them all out. All right, more news in Black America. This Miss Formal USA, Miss Jamaica, she died. She died at a young age. Okay, a young age. At the age of 35. There's some investigations going on right now on what caused her death. So stay tuned for that. Miss Latanya Malcolm passed away. That's what's happening. Other news in Black America, if you will. A Memphis mother found a man. You're going to hear more about this story here as it coming up, because some of this stuff make national news, some of them don't make national news, but I want you to know what's happening in Black America as well. This Memphis woman, found a man under her teenage daughter's bed, and she kills him, okay? And so now she's being arrested for that. You have your opinions about it if you want to. Everybody got their opinions about it, but police said that the teenager had invited the guy in, and I guess he hid under the bed, and we don't know. I don't know all the circumstances around this story, but you need to keep an eye on this story. She ended up shooting and killing this guy, and now she's is in trouble, if you will, by doing that. All right, let's go on to another story in Black America. This lady over in Holly Springs, Mississippi, okay, 21 years old. She was arrested on statutory rape of a 21-year-old, on a 15-year-old, okay? So You hear a lot more about that as well over in Holly Springs. Okay. All right, let's move over. I think this happened up in Georgia, I believe it was, where a dollar store general manager was shot and killed when she was ringing up a $1.58 pack of buns when this customer stepped in and fatally shot her. All this stuff is under investigation, and I guess it was a botched robbery attempt. Okay, we'll see what happens. Other crazy news in Black America is that a kid was found upset and crying in a red Mitsubishi while their mama went into the Walmart to get some things for them. Okay, and you know how hot it is, y'all. You cannot leave these kids out in this heat, and rather than never leave them in the car, whether the car is running or not running. Okay, if they're running, you can't leave them in there because kids would get in the car and run away. We just reported a story just the other day. Somebody decided to do that. They left the child in the car, and the child put the car in the gear and ran into the building and everything. Okay, so you can't do that. You can't leave them. You can't cut the car off because it's too hot to leave them in the car and so forth. So, but anyhow, she's gonna have to go to walk of shame. She's gonna be in trouble. Okay, so I just went in to get one thing. All right. All right, this lady here is also Black America. This is Black news you can use, y'all. Lord, y'all help us. Now, alcohol, I guess she gonna blame it on the alcohol, okay? But any rate, she had been arrested for headbutting her children, walking down the street in plain public, and instead of trying to discipline the child in other ways, she ended up headbutting her children. Okay, how people discipline. Ooh. But anyway, somebody saw and reported her, and so she got arrested. So when they finally got home, when they finally went to the house to get the children, they found the children hiding under the house, saying that her mama always do that and stuff like that. And they asked the mama, "What in the hell you would do that?" She said, "Well, that's just motherly love. That's motherly love." Okay, mother, love me. All right. This is a national story we all probably heard about. This is in Black America news, if you will. Nolan Wells remembered they're having his services and everything. So they remembered his kind spirit and so forth. So as they still trying to demand information and truth about what's happening, they hired Ben Crump as an attorney to try to get some justice for Nolan Wells. So you're going to hear a little more about that news and all presses, okay? This is another story in Black America. It's over up in Massachusetts, y'all. Yeah, Massachusetts. This well-known priest, okay? Well-known priest, he died after ICE and all these folks trying to force him to leave the U.S. over some visa issues. And he ended up having a heart attack and dying as a result of all of this stuff. So that's a sad case that you might want to keep your eyes out on as well. Also, there's another case of in Black America, if you will, a deadly stabbing spree. A man, he he went on his break at Walmart, and then he goes on a deadly rampage after getting rejected by a woman. And he was talking to his co-workers and so forth, and then he got on the boat of bus, and you had multiple people that was injured in this thing. So they're still investigating why people do what they did and why he did what he did, and he just snapped. All right, another case you're going to hear a little more about in news across Black America. This is Black news you can use, y'all. This is another story I was telling you about that's very similar to the Nolan Wells case, where a Black guy went swimming with his white friends again. Okay, they jumped in the river, and this guy ended up drowning. Instead of this boy reporting that, his white friend reporting that gets in his car, okay, takes off, threw his phone out, threw his clothes out. And how did they think they're going to end up? But anyway, that's another story you're going to have to watch. I think this is a story, another story over in Texas, y'all, that is happening when this another black man died under crazy circumstances. And you know the crazy thing about this story, about this man drowning, right? He was on the swim team at his school. So we got a little issues about that. When they found his phone, they had deleted his texts and all this other kind of stuff. So there's no arrest been made in that case to my knowledge that I know of, but keep your eyes out on that story. Now let's go back to some stories here in Pensacola, y'all. If you've been over to the beach, the crab restaurant over on Pensacola Beach, somebody decided that they were going to help them out. They figured that they had too much money on hand, so they're going to go in and they're going to get the cash. So they cut the electricity, they cut the cameras, and they drilled into the safe, and they got some money. They never say how much money they got. I never figured a restaurant would have a lot of money on hand, but that suggests to me, you think that might have an inside job. If I was a burglar, if I got to go out and choose, okay, I need some money. Here's a bank over here, and here's a restaurant. Let me see where the most money is. If I was thinking that you would have money in the bank, I never think it's over in the restaurant. But anyway, they chose to rob the crab restaurant, so that is under investigation as well. Okay. Now, if you've seen this guy here, the city police department, this came. I was talking to Mike yesterday on camera when I didn't have his mic on. But he didn't mention this, and this just dropped after our show yesterday when they found out they got some information and they're looking for this person of interest here. If you know him, they want to try to help identify him. If you know him, call the city police department 850-435-1900, or you can call Crime Stopper. If you don't want to get involved with it, Crime Stopper, it pays, okay? It'll give you a reward. So any information that leading to this guy identity, they say it's the person of interest, and they don't know whether he did anything or not, but they certainly want to talk to him. So if you've seen him, make sure that you let the authority know. Over in Alabama, y'all, they had it is amazing to me because I'm not a boater, but the same thing goes on the water is it on land. They have accidents where boats running in each other, people driving boats while drunk, driving while sailing. I guess it's DUI, driving while drunk. I guess it's SUI, sailing under the influence, sailing, SWI, sailing. I don't know what they call it. But anyway, same thing. They had a boating accident over there. Several people hurt, and one lady was killed. A 46-year-old woman was killed. That's just kind of unusual, but she was killed in a boating accident where two boats collided with each other over in Santa Rosa County. Keep your eyes out on that story as well. All right, the air show and construction and when is the excuses and the reasons they are given for flights that were delayed last week. They had quite a number of flights delayed coming in and out of the Pensacola airport. And they blamed it. They didn't blame it on the alcohol. They blame it on constructions at the airport. They blame it on the air show practice and the air show itself. And they blame it on Mother Nature, strong winds that was affected operations. So they said three things was happening. That the reason a lot of the flights were delayed. You had all of the airlines was affected by it. Some, American Airlines, Delta, United, all of the airlines that flying in and out of there last week. So if you was traveling you may know what I am talking about this morning, okay? Let's move on to another story this morning. The Escambia County Fire Rescue and deputy responded to another boating accident, if you will. Well, a boat hit the Bob site. But you see how things comes in pairs, twos and threes. When you report on one thing, then there's another one following up with it. How this happens, I don't know. Why it happens, I don't know. But anyway, this is happening in Escambia County, where the fire rescue and the deputies responded to a boat hitting the Bob Sykes Bridge over between Guthries and Pensacola Beach this morning. This man here, a congressman, is saying the SAVE Act that this crazy ass Trump wants to pass, saying that it's not going to pass. That's what he's saying. It's not going to pass. He's saying that it's the fight is fake. The GOP has no plan to actually passing it. They were just trying to appease Donald Trump, and they saying number one, they just don't have the vote because it's a great voter suppression law, if you will. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens if it passes or not. We need a regime change in Congress and in the Senate this November, y'all. So you may need to get out there and vote. Now, now this is a story I was going to have in my African American series too. I should have put it at the end of the story, but you're going to hear a lot more about this story. This is a black lady, y'all. She works for United Airlines out in somewhere in the world. And she told this Hispanic man, okay, that he don't act right, she going to call ICE on him. Okay, so you ain't acting like a citizen. I might have to call ICE on you. Let me tell you the backstory behind all of that happened. This Hispanic family had some issues with their ticketing where the man's wife ended up, they was traveling, a Hispanic businessman, his wife and his children. And so when they got ready to get the tickets, his wife entered one of the children's name in the wrong, the middle name as the last name. And so it took them a while to try to get that straightened out. And I don't know what ensued in all of because it took them a minute to do that. So this lady and this lady works at United Airlines. I don't know how long she'll be working for, and I doubt it since she's black. She's probably not going to be working long. And so they gets into it, and she told that man, she told that Hispanic man, you don't act like a citizen. I might have to call ICE on you. They got a whole video to it. Y'all go on YouTube and you can actually see the video. I'm going to download the video, but I didn't have time to play it. So you're going to hear a lot more about that story. But I don't even know what the lady's name is, but I guess she didn't play. Okay. But anyway, let me move on to another story. I thought we have some fun stories that we have to report sometimes. Okay. Now, this is not so fun. If you're traveling abroad, okay, the State Department have issued a worldwide warning to Americans traveling in that region and probably everywhere else because you're a target now. You're an American because we at a crazy ass war from a crazy ass president declaring this crazy ass war. Now we're all in jeopardy. Not only the prices of oil going up and everything else. Now, if you're traveling, we are not safe. Okay. Americans are not safe because Iran have vowed to get even. They're vowed to get even. They're vowed to kill Trump. They're vowed to kill any Americans that they can get their hands on. You only, when you, as I tell you about the news, when you listen to the news, listen to both sides of the story. We're only hearing the American side of the story about what's going on in Iran. We're not hearing what's actually happening with Iran. They're always going to put a positive twist on it. But Iran is saying now that America is hitting their schools, their homes, and so they're vowing to get even. So be careful now if you're traveling, particularly in that part of the world. because anything could happen. Even Donald Trump flew his dumb ass to wherever last week on this new dumbass airplane. And see, it's not as protected as the original Air Force One. He couldn't fly back on it because of the threat that was out. The reporters that was on his airplane saying that they had to fly with the shades down and everything. So why is that? I don't know, but maybe they could so they don't see the bomb coming, the missiles coming. I don't know, but all I know is that we're into something that we should not be in as well. All right. I know we're gonna have Shakita in there coming on, but y'all stand by, Shakita. So we let me finish this news that we can use. This date on Olympian, the trial date is set for that man that they claim that did something with that pool over there this morning. Okay, they say that he ripped up that pool, but now it is. Now it is everybody that's standing by, put your mics on mute, if you will. Okay, because I got Shakita standing by at 7:30. And then at 8 o'clock this morning, we're gonna be talking to Mr. Fernandez about his run for governor. But anyway, just let me finish my news headlines here. But the trial is ready to start for this Olympian that they claim that did something to this pool. They drained the pool yesterday, but all I can tell you, don't believe nothing coming out of the administration's mouth over there. Okay. Also, in this story here, $11,000 a reward is being offered for a manhunt here in Florida. That it expanded to Georgia and Alabama, so you can help bring justice to what's happening. I wish I had time to get into a lot of the news story, but these are just headlines that we are going to be talking about. China entities has attained voting registration. You know, Donald Trump went on last week on a stupid rampage about all this kind of stuff. So keep your eyes out on that. This is having to do with military members and their voting and mail-in voting and stuff like that. He's blaming China. He's saying China interfered with the election, which China is denying this morning. Retired angel, a dentist, he's still serving patients this is a local story, y'all. You need to keep your eyes on as well. This man here, El Mayo, I guess he was sent to prison. He's one of the drug cartel thing they arrested. So keep your eye out on that story as well. The Republican National Conference vowed to block the never residents from voting in the U.S. It's another tactic to suppress voting. Keep your eyes out on that story. The Director of Commerce they at the center of this AI stuff for standards, and he resigned, y'all, after 3 months being on the job fighting that. That's another story you need to keep your eyes out on. And yesterday, an alleged veteran did what they call an anti-ice thing. He threw an incendiary device at the foot of the building there and caused fires. He were arrested. So that's another story you need to look at and keep your eyes on it. The Democratic Party, y'all, and midterm victories will, they saying that it will result in Trump being rebuked for all of this. First of all, we got to win, y'all. You got to win. U.S. has missile shortage. You remember my thing is saying the ceasefire is nothing but an opportunity to reload. And I think that's what happened. That's pretty much how the ceasefire. All the money, the billions, we almost got $1 trillion defense budget. And here they're talking about we got missile shortages. Come on now. Y'all please help me understand that. Darlene Graham, y'all, is Lindsey Graham's sister. She has been nominated to replace Lindsey Graham. And so she said under the pretense that I would not run for his office. I would just fill his office but now she's announcing she will run for his office full time. I don't know, but should the states, this is a question that's out there, y'all. Should states tighten up voting laws? You tell me. You tell me. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to me as far as the headline news that's going on. It's 7:30. I got to get to Mrs. Shakita Payne. Shakita is the HR, one of the HR directors at the Escambia County the Emerald Coast Utility Authority, and she's going to talk to us about jobs that's available.
Good morning, it's 7:30 on Tuesday, and this is WBQP TV. Our top story today, a major announcement regarding jobs from the ECUA. And welcome to Job Opportunities with Chiquita Payne. Join us every Tuesday morning at 7:30 for the latest openings, only on WBQP TV.
Hi, I am Chiquita Payne, and here are the job openings for today for ECUA.
Well, good morning, Miss Shakita Payne. How do you like your AI self this morning?
I like it. I like it a lot.
You like it a lot. I got to get you a good one on your good buddy Edric this morning. Good morning, Edric. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How about you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. I trust that both of you had a great weekend, huh?
Absolutely.
Yes, not a bad one at all.
Not a bad one at all. Very good. What's going on at ECUA?
Well, we got quite a few jobs as always. As you know, we're always looking for mechanics. So we have fleet mechanics, lift station mechanics, industrial plant mechanics, mechanics to work at our recycling facility. So if you are mechanically inclined, you love to work with tools, you love fixing things, definitely take a look at our website because I'm sure we have something that you will probably be interested in. So to go to our website to view these positions, you would go to www.ecua.fl.gov, click on careers, then current opportunities, and you'll see all of those positions I just mentioned as well as a few others.
I see y'all still got quite a bit. I looked over I try to update my list every week, and I see that you filled some, and you added a couple this time, huh?
Yes, indeed. Facility maintenance specialist is one of the newest ones we've added, and that one pretty much you would be working here at our main location. You will be helping with fixing different things that's going around. If you have that facility maintenance background, fixing, the AC, having that HVAC experience, electrician experience, some painting, of course, cleaning and what have you, buffing floors. If that's something that you're interested in or you have experience, definitely take a look at that position. Again, it is facility maintenance specialist, and it starts at $17.49 an hour.
Wow. You have quite a few of job that does not require a lot of experience. And what I tell people too, even those jobs that do have experience, you may already got that experience, but it might be experience in untraditional ways. It might be volunteer experience, might be unpaid experience. All the experience that you have qualifies for your ability to apply for these jobs and you lend credit for these jobs. And I think some people don't realize that, Shakita, that they might, right. If you're a shade tree mechanic, and you've been a shade tree mechanic for years, that's experience. Okay?
That's right. Exactly. We're looking for your experience. We don't care how much money you made on the job. We just need to know that you have some experience. And as you mentioned, if you're a shade tree mechanic, put that down on your application because that's showing some experience that you have. And that's what we want to see. So definitely make sure that you don't sell yourself short. Give yourself credit for everything that you have done that pertains to the position you're applying for.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mr. Edric, you got something you want to share? You be mighty quiet on these things every Tuesday. Does Shakita allow you to speak?
Hey, I don't mind being backups.
Yeah, you got
with our positions again is always our trainee roles that don't require a lot of experience. For those, we will train you on those. So definitely, if you aren't mechanically inclined, but you have an action for it. Watching your friends, relatives as they work on cars, and you're kind of again, we have trainee roles, and we will teach you how to do the job. So definitely, come our way. Take a look at those roles as well, because we are always wanting to bring in a fresh mind to train and mold as well as those that are experienced.
yeah. I have a little bit of issue with your audio, but I think we heard what you're saying now. But your audio is not as crisp as Shakita's. Shakita, tell the folks about the reason they should want to work for ECUA. They have great benefits and so forth. So tell them why.
Yes, indeed. ECUA is a great place to work. When you come on board, you will notice that we are family oriented. You'll realize a lot of people have been here for years. People don't retire, unless they just have to. They love, coming to work here at ECUA. We've had people who have been here 30 plus years still working. We are a part of the Florida retirement system, so you would only contribute 3% to your retirement, and ECUA will make a contribution as well. And I say a contribution because we don't do a match 3% for 3%. We do put in a little bit more than that 3%. So you're going to at least have a great retirement benefit. Of course, you have your health benefits, health, dental, vision, life insurance. You get ample amount of time for leave, whether it's vacation or sick leave, great holidays, just awesome, wonderful place to work. Also, even if you're looking to go back to school, we will help you pay for your college education to get that degree that you're trying to get or certifications. If you are coming on as a trainee in certain positions, we'll also help you get your CDL license. So it's so many opportunities, great opportunities for someone to want to come to work at ECUA. You just have to put in an application.
I'm not gonna say I spent my career in HR, and with you guys with today's HR, it's nothing like we had before. It is so much easier now to apply for jobs. When I was out there, we had the old paper thing. We used to post up things, and folks have to physically come to the building to look at what jobs are available. Then we spent hours trying to fill out these paper applications and so forth. So now it is so much easier. You can go online, you see everything's available, you can apply online. You don't physically have to show up unless you are intending to do an interview, right?
That is correct. Once you have submitted your application, we will send you an email to let you know that we have received your application. And in that email, it kind of gives you the steps on what's going to happen from that point. Now that we have your application, it will be screened, sent to the department directors. If they're interested in giving you an interview, we will contact you to schedule that interview, and we just kind of go from there. So, like you said, everything is online. You do not have to come to our building. You really don't even have to call unless you just have a specific question about something, because everything is really done electronically. So you'll even get to schedule your own interview, and we'll send you that email to give you the instructions on how to do that. So everything is electronically. Just make sure that you get your application in. When you're filling out your application, just make sure that you're filling out the entire application. We do have a few people sometimes that will just attach a resume and keep going, but we do need you to fill out that application as well.
Tell them about if they want to apply for multiple jobs. What? Tell me how that happens, okay?
Sure. So honestly, that's the best thing to do. If you see quite a few jobs that you're interested in on our website, please, by all means, make sure that you're putting in an application for every single position. Once you put in an application for one position, that application only stands for that one position. So you will need to be sure to apply for every position that you have applied for. that you're interested in.
Yeah, very good, very good. And another thing about it is that y'all, if you hadn't applied for these jobs, you need to, because the pay itself is way above minimum wage. You know, and that, I think that is so tremendous compared to if you don't have an experience. Most jobs that you bring in as a trainee and you don't have very much experience in, you know, these are just minimum wage kinds of jobs, and these jobs pay above minimum wage.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Every single job that we have definitely pay above minimum wage. And most of them have a career progression. So you have that opportunity to advance in your career, which of course gives you more money as you keep going. If there's certain licensing that you may have to have for that position, we will help you get that. Once you get the license, you'll get an increase in pay. So several opportunities, several reasons why someone should want to apply for ECUA. Great benefits, great retirement, great place to work.
All right, then. Very good. Anything else this morning with you or either Edric?
Nope, I don't have anything else.
Nope, nothing else for me.
Nothing else for you either, huh? All right, y'all. I want to thank both of you coming on Tuesdays and letting us know what jobs available at ECUA. All right, thank y'all. We'll see you on next Tuesday, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. That is Mrs. Shakita Payne, y'all, and Mr. Edric. They're bringing us every week the jobs availability at the ECUA, which is the it used to be called, when I was a boy, they used to call it Escambia County, but now it's the Emerald Coast Utility Authority, and they have some great jobs, well-paying jobs. So if you're interested in getting those employments, go to their website, ecua.fl.gov, and you are able to see all of the vacancies there, and you can apply for it online. And there's a lot of them, a lot of jobs that are available this morning. All right, y'all, before we go on this morning, Jerry McIntosh would hopefully be joining us in a little bit about and so we can talk about what's going on Tuesday at 8 o'clock time frame. We are going to be getting a City of Pensacola update. We will be talking to the mayor. If the mayor is not available, he's usually come on directly himself every morning, but if he's not available, we'll be talking to Mr. Cliff Collins, which is a city administrator, and he give us the download on what's happening here in the city of Pensacola. At around the 8:30 time frame, y'all, we're going to be talking to Mr. Thomas Fernandez. He's a candidate, he's a Democrat running for governor for the state of Florida. We're going to talk to him about his platform and his reasoning for running for governor of Florida. And so hopefully we'll learn something about these candidates. And again, like I said, I pretty much like to bring on these candidates these are grassroots candidates that's running for office. They don't sometimes have a lot of money. They don't have the big dollar campaigns and the PACs that donate to them. But at the same time, we never know. We might be missing out on the opportunity because you hadn't had an opportunity to hear their platform. And so I'm here to try to help with that platform this morning. Have you played the lottery this morning? If you're not played the lottery, y'all, let's see what's happening with the lottery this morning. Okay?
Ticket Check Tuesday. Tuesday is the perfect day to double check your tickets. Your winning numbers could be waiting. Your winning numbers could be waiting.
Vernon, let's check those lotto numbers. Aren't you tired of working to support me? I'm feeling lucky. Get those tickets out and check them.
Good morning to you too, Vernon. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Are you ready for the traffic report? Here we go.
Good morning, Vernon, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. How is your Tuesday going? I'm Lola with your WBQP Tuesday traffic report. Traffic is moving steadily across most of Escambia and Santa Rosa counties this morning, with the usual increase in volume during the morning commute. If you're traveling eastbound on I-10, expect heavier traffic approaching I-110, 9th Avenue, and the Escambia Bay Bridge. Westbound traffic is also beginning to build through the same corridor as commuters head toward downtown Pensacola and the Alabama state line. On U.S. Highway 98, allow a few extra minutes between Pensacola and Gulf Breeze, especially across the Pensacola Bay Chappie James Bridge, where traffic typically slows during peak commute hours. Drivers heading toward Navarre and Fort Walton Beach should also expect moderate delays as beach and work traffic merge. Along Davis Highway, 9 Mile Road, Mobile Highway, Scenic Highway, and Pace Boulevard, traffic is moderate with periodic slowdowns at major intersections. Be alert for school buses, pedestrians, and emergency vehicles during the morning rush. As of this report, no major highway closures or significant incidents have been reported affecting the Pensacola area, but conditions can change quickly. Florida traffic information is updated continuously throughout the day. Remember to buckle up, put the phone away, leave a safe following distance, and give yourself a few extra minutes to reach your destination safely. I'm Lola, and that's your WBQP Tuesday traffic report. WBQP, your information station. Drive safely, Pensacola.
Back over to you, Vernon.
Mornings with Vernon.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today. Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are, with trusted doctors in convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your menwear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penair for 90 years. Penair Credit Union, 90 years strong.
WBQP salutes the spirit of America, celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy birthday, USA!
I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students, need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
As a service to our community, we pause to remember those who have recently passed. Our deepest condolences. Our thoughts and prayers are with each family during this time of loss. Thank you for allowing WBQP to serve our community.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Hi, this is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida, and we come to you on this beautiful Tuesday that the Lord has given us. As a matter of fact, it's our Testimony Tuesday, and we've come to bless His name in sacred words of prayer. Let us pray. Father God, we come that we may testify on this Testimony Tuesday of your goodness in spite of our difficulties, our situations, our circumstances, in spite of what's ahead of us, as Mama would say. We've come to testify of your goodness and to say thank you. And so, Lord, this is our premise this morning. That is to bless you on this Tuesday, dear God, and to seek you out for the blessings of life. As we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God, the master of the seed, our disparity. Amen.
The voice of the Black community. Your information station.
Station that cares.
WBQP TV and radio. The station that cares.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. It's another hot and humid week ahead across the Gulf Coast, with daily opportunities for showers and thunderstorms. On Tuesday, skies remain mostly cloudy, with another 60% chance of rain. Afternoon highs reach 89 degrees with overnight lows around 77. Wednesday brings a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms, along with a high near 90 degrees and a low of 78. Thursday stays warm and cloudy with a 40% chance of scattered showers. Highs climb to 91 degrees while overnight temperatures hold near 78. And we wrap up the week on Friday with another 40% chance of scattered showers. Expect a high of 91 degrees and a low of 77. Overall, we're looking at hot afternoons, warm nights, and daily chances for pop-up showers and thunderstorms. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast on WBQP TV.
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning. This morning with Vernon. This morning, I got my co-host with me this morning, Mr. Jerry McIntyre. Good morning, Jerry. Jerry, how are you this morning?
Great. How you doing, Vern?
I am doing well. Yeah. It's 8 o'clock. We got our good friend on this morning from the city of Pensacola, y'all.
Morning, Jerry, too. Sorry.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning, Mr. Cliff Collins?
I am doing well. How about you guys?
I am doing well as well. So how are y'all Friday morning? How was y'all weekend? And y'all go do the Blue Angel stuff and all that good stuff before we get into your report? Cliff, I know you're anxious to get that city report out of the way so you can join the discussion that we're gonna be talking about. So when after y'all tell me how your weekend, he's gonna get into some of the city update stuff. And at 8:30, y'all, we got a candidate that's running for governor. One of these grassroots candidates that we are going to be talking to as well as 8:30 this morning. But fellas, how was your weekend? Did y'all go to the Blue Angel Air Show?
Nah, I didn't make it.
You didn't make it? Yeah?
No, I've seen too much of it during my lifetime, man.
Hey, I don't know about y'all, but to me, when you seen one, you seen them all. But everybody that loves these air shows, y'all help me understand this now. They go to every practice and they go to every air show. Seeing to me, you seen one, you seen them all, but each to his own. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's exciting. But I've lived it, being on the flight line, being in a fighter squadron, seeing it firsthand. So for me, it was. It's always soothing. It's a constant reminder of, freedom ain't free. But and I'm glad that people want to go to it. I really am. It's exciting to see the kids that look at it. I mean, we had quite a few pilots, minority pilots that, they saw the Blue Angel show or some form of it and said, that's what I want to do. So, no kidding. We had a guy in the Navy. He was a submarine officer, really, really sharp guy. I mean, and at the time, African-American guy, he was working for the Chief of Naval Operations. And at this point, Vernon, once you get to be pretty senior, in your career, it's hard to change your path. Well, at the time, he was a fighter. He was a submarine officer. He went to an air show with the CNO at one point and said, that's what I want to do. I want to be a fighter pilot. And you know what? No kidding. The CNO pulled some strings. He got to flight school, graduated top of his class. I mean, the guy had, I think, a degree in nuclear engineer already. So super smart guy. But anyway, he went on to become a fighter pilot, and I ran into him in a squadron, VFA 27. And when you're talking about a guy who could not only command the room, but to garner support from people from just all over, that entire air wing knew him, and he had a call sign called King Tut. So yeah, really good dude. So I think it's definitely motivational, aspirational for kids to want to achieve something like that in their lifetime. So I think it's all good stuff. But for me, I didn't do much on this weekend. Just kind of stepped back, chilled out, did a lot of reading, and just thinking. But that was it.
Okay, Cliff. Let me tell you, I got a viewer named Mr. Porter. He's 88 years old. He's an old Navy man.
Yep.
And every time somebody comes on that's been in the Navy, he wants to know what you do. He said, well, tell him he's never seen very many black officers in his career. Tell him your track really quick before you get into your city report.
Yeah, I would say mine was an improbable journey. Really quick, I went in, and my intent was only to go in the Navy for school. And I had no clue of the journey it would take me. I went from E1 to E7 in 10 years and got picked up for a commission. And from that commission, I went on to become an officer and went from 01 to 06 and retired after 37 years, 9 months, and like 20 something days. But yes, so I mean, and the journey is the journey. It's so many different things you go through as you you learn what the Navy is about, but more importantly, you learn what people are about. And I think people are people, and you really learn how to understand people at a very different level. But that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's not as easy as it sounds. It was some tough days along the journey, but by and large, I enjoyed the experience, and it was an improbable journey.
Okay. All right, well, let's get into the city report. What's happening in and around the city of Pensacola this morning?
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, if the mayor were probably here, he would want to tell you about sort of yesterday as we, start to assess the situation with the Bertha brewing off the coast. I mean, it was a great opportunity for the staff, the team to assess where we are. The mayor made it clear, I want to know where we're at. I want to know what we're doing. And I want to communicate this to the people. So even this morning, he's out doing a video just to communicate sort of where we are. And if you imagine, I know those little, I forget what you call them, but there's this little ice. It's a cone ice cream. It's chocolate at the top. The cone goes down to the bottom. If you take that cone and you turn it toward west, right, as that cone, the wider part of the cone is sort of what's going to probably hit Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. And as you move east on that cone, you got the lower piece. At one point, that lower piece was going to be right with Pensacola. So the storm dropped just a little bit. So Pensacola won't get the stronger winds, which would have been about 50-something miles an hour. We're still going to get about 25 to 35 miles an hour wind gusts. And I think that's going to start sometime later today. But the city, we basically went through our entire 72-hour checklist. Today, we're going through the 48-hour checklist. One, making sure, we have the ability to support the city. We got fuel and vehicles. We're checking water ponds. We're making sure that, our pumps are working, generators are working. And this is really all to make sure that the city is not being reactive. We're being proactive to make sure we can get ahead of anything that comes. Because obviously, once you get hit with a storm, you never know what's going to come. And the best posture is to have some sort of plan. And I think having a plan to deviate is the best thing to do. So, that's what we did yesterday. And then obviously into today. And then for the city, the other thing that we got going on, which I think, one I'm excited about is, and this is long overdue, but it's a little good news for you. Hollis T. Williams, you've asked me about that multiple times. I want to say now, I'm happy to report that we got 3 RFPs out there. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we got 3 RFPs out there. They're on our website. I don't even want to try to get into what each RFP is because that will confuse people. If you're interested, go to the Pensacola website, 3 different RFPs. The Hollis T. Williams is a major upgrade. Most people know just the Hollis T. Williams Park, but there's also this this long hollow pond that sits back there, which is like 1.3 miles. And this whole new renovation of this park is going to include an upgrade of that, which is going to include walkability, sightseeing, just good stuff for people the community to build memories in that area. And, it's going to take a while to get there, but we got 3 RFPs on the street. I think they close sometime in August next month, early August, and the dates are staggered. But if you're interested and, if you got a business that's, that can do some of the work, go take a look at it. We're excited about the Hollis T. Williams. And Vernon, before you ask me, the antenna right now will stay. So now eventually we'll assess that maybe in a few years, but it's going to stay. So you don't have to worry about anything right now, which is a good thing.
I want to move. I want to move to the big antenna.
Not so fast. And then, so yesterday we had a really great turnout at Alice T. Williams. Obviously, you know her legacy in Pensacola. We basically opened up a daycare, which I think is amazing. It looks great, especially after all the renovations. I was able to walk you through it yesterday, take a look at it, and now for me it was a sense of pride to know. You know, we started this thing about a year ago and kept driving the contractors to get this thing finished, to have the contractors move in, set up everything. They're ready for kids. I think they'll start taking kids around August time. And this is really to help a lot of impoverished families who can't afford childcare. This is one of the mayor's childcare access programs. I think it's going to do great for the community. I think we've got great partners in the building, and we're standing by to help them in any way we can possibly. So that's our biggest thing. Today was supposed to be a sidewalk chat at Baptist. I mean, crazy enough, I'm sitting outside of Baptist right now, and we got great weather, but we had to cancel it because we wanted to anticipate that if we had rain or if we had bad weather, you know, we didn't want to have people out here or people saying, well, you had an event when it was bad weather. So we decided just cancel it. That was the best posture right now. And I still think it's a good move, even as I sit out here right now, because we got August 6th, we have a public forum right here at the Activity Center, which I'm looking right across the street from me. We'll give a complete update on where we are. If people could see, Tower 3 is already coming down, should be down here pretty soon. We'll move from Tower 3 to Tower 2, then to Tower 1. And one of the biggest things, which is concerning, I got a call from one of the doctors who lives like right across the street on Mallory. And he had mentioned that, you know, there was a lot of dust. He was concerned about it. So I asked him to send me a picture of it. And immediately I talked to Josh, and Josh said, I'm going to put up some sensors. We're going to take a look at the what's being produced, you know, from the fence line out to the community, just so we could take an assessment of it and quell any concerns. Because obviously, you know, this is long-term exposure, which would cause something. But dust, you know, I mean, you really need you need a lot of long-term exposure to dust to have some significant problems from it. But not to minimize what the doctor wanted. He said he had an issue. He wanted us to look into it. And our first reaction is to say, you're right, let's assess it and take a look at it. It's important to get that feedback. And that goes to the transparency and doing what we said we were going to do in the beginning of this journey. And so we want to continue that, keep feeding information to the people, keep letting them know what's going on, because that's really important to us. And I think it builds a better community. I'm trying to think if there was anything else here. I think that covers most of. Go ahead.
For those who don't know that what RP mean, explain that to them so that you know. So
that's a great point, because you are right. So an RFP is a request for proposal. So basically, what it is, it's the government saying, or the city in this case saying, we have some work that we need to get done, and we're going to put this request for proposal out there, which defines sort of from nuts to bolts, basically from start to finish. That RFP defines all that. And if a company is interested and they have the skill set, they can go and apply and say, I'm interested in competing for this RFP, which is work for the company, and the company would get paid by the city if they're selected to do the work. So when the RFP closes, which I said it would close early August, the request for proposal, when that closes, then generally for an RFP, a committee is selected, and that committee would basically pick the best company to do the work. This RFP is an ITB, which is an invitation to bid. And the reason I draw this distinction is because the ITB means once that company puts in the bid, the city looks at it, we generally take the lowest bidder and we go out and we start working on the project. I hope I answered that for you.
Okay. Now, before you get back into bantering between me, Jerry, and the fence post here, Mr. Porter called. Actually, he's an old chief in the Navy. He wanted to know more about your rate that you was in the Navy. He said you went from enlisted. You want to know what rate you was in and stuff like that. So tell him about that. Your enlisted years.
Yeah, definitely. So So I started out. I'll go back to the story of when I committed myself, which was as a sophomore in high school. I committed myself, and the advice my dad gave me was to make sure you got an A school. And so when I went to MEPS, which most people are familiar with MEPS, it's the entry place for people that want to go into the military. I sat down with the guy and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to be a businessman." And he said, "All right, I got just the rate for you." And he said, "You're going to be a yeoman." And I was like, "Well, what's that?" And he said, "Well, you'll type, you'll file, you'll learn how to be a businessman." I was like, "All right, I'm all in." So anyway, I sign up for the A school and I get to Meridian, Mississippi. And I kid you not, I'm in A school as a yeoman and I can't type. And the guy, I go in there on a Monday and they say, if you don't qualify to type by Wednesday, we're going to kick you out of the course and we're going to send you to the fleet. And I mean, you're talking about sweating bricks now because one, I'm put in a situation where I have no clue of how to get out of it. So the guy gave me a sheet of paper, and on that sheet of paper, it had the keys for the keyboard. So that night, instead of going hanging out with kids and drinking, I actually sat in a room and I typed a letter on that piece of paper in my head. And I just played with the keystrokes. And when I took the test that Wednesday, I needed 25 words per minute to pass. I got 28 words per minute. I passed, took my test that Friday. And before you know it, I was off to my first duty station in Japan, which is the first place I really wanted to go. And so from Japan, went to a Hilo Squadron, made second class in the Hilo Squadron, terminated. Actually, I put in for an early out, got approved. My son was born, then decided, nope, I want to stay in. So I went back to Japan on the USS Blue Ridge as a second class. This was probably the most turning point in my career. I met a guy who was a pretty strong leader, a strong man, and he showed me how to be a leader and how to be a man. That was my transformation because I made first class exactly a month after he left, where he earned a commission as an LDO, and he gave me a silver dollar. In the Navy, if you give somebody your first salute, that's promising for you to get commission. So what I did on the Blue Ridge was when I made first class, I did the same job he did. First class yeoman. So I'm running everything on the ship and I'm in charge of everything and all the yeomen on the ship. And if I had not met him, I wouldn't have known how to do that job and how to lead like I did. The one thing I did was, which everybody does, you take good things, you take bad things from your leaders and you define yourself. And I defined myself because there were some things I didn't like because I thought he was a little cruel at times. But that was okay. I mean, I figured I wanted to build the team I wanted to build. I ended up doing what he did, and I felt I did better. And actually, the chief mess said I did it better because they made me the #1 first class in 11 months. I was still a new first class. So you can't make this up. I mean, and I'm fortunate for the mess believing in me, but they made me the #1 of 120 something first classes in 11 months. Right. So you think about that. When the Chiefs came to my office, I mean, I stood toe to toe with them. I respected them, and I helped them as much as I could, but I wouldn't let anybody run over my yeoman. So anyway, fast forward, I'll leave that job as the #1 guy, Sailor of the Year, go to Corpus Christi, Texas. Bad move. People say don't do it. It's not a good move. And really, it wasn't a good move, but it was a good move. There was only 3 first classes there, so I worked. I went to my department head and said, I want to be the #1 first class here. And he was a pilot, former Chicago police officer. And he said to me, all right, we'll see how that works out. No kidding. After the rankings, he came in, threw it on my desk and said, come on, Juan, give me something harder than this here, right? And I was the #1 first class there, Sailor of the Year, made chief. Actually, it was 9 years when I made chief. And what I wanted to do was now get out of Corpus Christi. So I made chief, went back to Japan to an operational squadron, CTF 76 out of Okinawa. And I was only there for 11 months and found out I picked up a commission. So at the exact 10-year mark, I was picked up for a limited duty officer position. But the beauty of what I had, go ahead.
How long were you in the Navy altogether?
So it was 37 years and 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went from 01 to 07, and then from E1 to E7, 10 years. And then you went from 01 to 06
Oh,
okay, which is a great thing. You mentioned the fact that you went to Yeoman School in Meridian. I went to AZ School in Meridian, but do you know what a designated striker is? I know you do. Everybody
I
in the
do.
Navy know. Okay. See, I didn't get the same privilege that you got to go to A school. I had to do it. I had to do it the hard way. I went from a designated striker to an E5 in 4 years as an AZ. Never worked a day in my rate. Never ever worked as an AZ. The only reason I went to A school, and I went it at the end of my 4 years, okay, because I thought that they were going to get me to go out to the fleet. I thought I was going to re-enlist, and so because I was a designated striker, I never went to A school. So my command felt sorry for me, and they're going to send me to A school up in Meridian before I got out. And I was intending to get out, but the detailer pissed me off at the last minute because I had some orders to Bermuda. And so he took my orders away from Bermuda and wanted to assign me to a ship. And so I told him to hell with him. And I got out of the Navy at my 4 year point. But I was kind of proud that I went from being in 4 years making E5 in 4 years in a closed rate like AZ. Doing it by correspondent wasn't an easy task. So that was my journey in the Navy. But I'm like you, but I did a year and a half in the Navy Reserve, and then I picked up a commission in the Air Force, and so I did all about 32 years altogether between Air Force and Navy.
That was just serendipity for you. Really, I think it was great you did segue into another service. Because
I did.
You can get lost in the Navy very quickly. I've seen people do it. So
Jerry wasn't a military man. Did you have bone spurs, Jerry, or what?
No, at the time I was in school, they were doing the draft. You and I was.
Well, I was. Hey, Jerry, you talking about doing the draft? I was in school. I was in college, but in those days, everything was run by the local board, right?
Right.
And so, with the local board, what they was doing, they were sending the white boys that got there when their numbers came up. They were sending them to the reserve. But when the black boys number came up, they sent them to Vietnam. But when you was in college, then you had a what you call it, a deferment.
Deferment, yeah.
But then when Vietnam got hot, okay, they took all our deferments away from us and sent us to MEF up in Montgomery. Like you said, MEF up in Montgomery, and so we can go into the Army. So that what happened to me. They took my I went from a 4F to a 1A overnight, and so I ended up having to go. But I don't get me wrong, the Navy, the military was one of the best times of my life. I credit the military for helping me to who I am today. I learned a lot in the military.
Yeah.
And I was going to be and I know Cliff can relate to this, and Mr. Porter can relate to this. My goal in the military, I was going to be a lifer. Okay, you know what a lifer is, right? I was going to be in there for life, but things just did not work out that way. Because I look, and everybody, when I was in there, all of the guys for the first 4 years, that used to be a joke about being in the Navy. They're going to get out, but every one of them talked to me that there wasn't going to be a lifer. Ended up being a lifer in the Navy. I don't understand that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Talking against it. It's crazy. It really is.
So, Jerry, military wasn't. I still don't understand how you escaped it being from Arkansas.
Well, that
from your local board.
When the draft was going on, they were.
Mr. Porter says whenever we do this, because he said that Trump men get us because I don't like. He said because I don't like Trump, and he said that he messing with my signal. But anyway, Jared Jared and frozen. That's just Wi-Fi issues. He'll rejoin us in a minute, Cliff. So.
Okay.
So what has been happening, Cliff?
Well, we got a lot of projects running, but I think by and large that kind of sums up everything we wanted to kind of talk about this week. Our real focus really today is still taking an assessment of this weather, and really trying to make sure all our stuff as far as the city's execution plans are ready, and we're ready to move out and support the people here. It's a big deal for the mayor. I mean, and I'll say he takes this serious that he doesn't want to get caught off guard where we're not ready or postured to support the people. And he learns from his mistakes. And I like that because anything that's going on, and if we made a mistake, let's say last year on something, he wants to make sure that we close that gap. And that's a big deal. I love that because that's operations at its best. You should not keep repeating the same mistakes. And he drives the team to make sure we don't do that. So I like that. And, with the constant change in city, kind of like the military, you got to keep ramping things up. You got to keep having training. You got to keep having some of the discussions that you think you shouldn't have. And, some people might think, well, it's just silly, but those are the ones that have sort of been in the system for a while, but it's important for when new people come in. I mean, I'll give you an example, just me coming in. I mean, it was a refresher to realize, the vernacular was the same, 72 hours, 48 hours, 24 hours, similar to what we do in the military. Now, the scope is different. I'm worried about airplanes getting diverted. I'm worried about moving people, moving students around. In this case, we're talking about how do we sustain what we got here locally? How do we support when we start to have floods? So we're ready to hunker down and fight here. Whereas for the military, we're saying we're going to take our risk and we're going to move out of this area here and move our planes and people so we don't have to deal with it. We'll just come back to whatever.
Yeah. Jerry, I see you made it back. I guess Trump and
I don't know what happened.
Set you up this time, huh?
In the middle of my sentence.
You talking about Arkansas or something?
You're talking about being drafted in Arkansas. Before we get to our next guest, I hope y'all can hang in there because we're going to be talking to one of the grassroots candidates running for governor, Mr. Thomas E. Fernandez. In a little bit, but go ahead, Jerry. Because I was interested in hearing about your bone spur story. Reason you couldn't go into the military.
Believe it or not, after the Vietnam War was over with, I tried to get in, but they told me I was too old.
Hey, Jerry. I want to know. I want to know how come you want to get in after the Vietnam War?
I just want to go like Muhammad Ali said. I didn't want to go 6,000 miles away.
What changed your mind?
Well, I just wanted to go because I wanted to travel the world, and but after I really made that decision, they told me, "No, you had to be less than." Yeah, I needed to be like 34, 33, 34.
Yeah.
And we've changed that age now.
Yeah, what is it up to now?
Yeah,
they did. 40 right now, isn't it? What is it now?
38 or something like that. It's up there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's up there now.
And now they're doing testosterone testing and everything.
I was going to ask you, this crazy ass Department of War fella talking about this, all the troubles we got. But anyhow, now if that's the case, then because 24-year-old having testosterone problem, we're not gonna have anybody in the military, huh?
I don't know.
They're gonna do testosterone. They're gonna do testosterone testing and everything.
Yeah, and you will find some of the past leaders of the world had lower testosterone. That's a fact. And I won't call one name out, little man, but he had low testosterone levels. That's a proven fact. Yeah. So
ain't that something?
It doesn't mean.
It's same thing today. I mean, I ain't gonna say it. Yeah, I'm saying it as Jerry McIntosh. If your testosterone is low, you're gonna always be dealing down there instead of on your head.
Ain't that the truth?
You worried about somebody else's.
Right?
Testosterone, huh? Ain't that so?
Like, show me the graph so I can look at them all.
Well, I don't know, but this war is another quagmire. It's ramping up now. We on the weekend. I don't know what Trump thinking. But what do you think? These folks not going to shoot back? And we have Americans' lives and probably a lot more. But you know how I assess. You know how I am assessing this war, y'all. I'm assessing this war. It's just like I think Iran is doing the rope-a-dope. You know what the rope-a-dope is, right, Cliff? And their rope-a-dope is they leaning against the rope and let them beat themselves out, and they coming in for the kill. I think that's what's happening. And in fact, I was reporting, was it this morning or yesterday? I was reporting on that America talking about they low on missiles and stuff like that. And they want to go to Congress and get some more money. The finest army in the world running out of weapons, and we got almost $1 trillion military budget. Come on now, what's going on with that? And you know, but Cliff, you heard me long enough to know about my theory on ceasefire. You know, I think ceasefire is just another opportunity because they get low on bullets. They give them another opportunity to reload. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think you probably right on a lot of instances. And this is why they are purging people at the very top, because they don't want that balance there. They don't want people to say no, that, this could be, we could do something differently and better. So they are purging those individuals like black men and generals and women and stopping promotions and all of that, because those individuals may be the one that says, we need to look at this a different way. And maybe, just maybe, we could end this with some kind of peaceful solution rather than continuing on this massive war that's taking place. And, it's other people in other countries are suffering the consequences as well. And then economically, the world is suffering the consequences. So this is why you need to have people with some testicular since they're talking about testosterone.
Hey, Jerry, we got our guest. I don't see. We're supposed to have a guest this morning. He logged in, but I don't see him. Mr. Thomas Fernandez Nova. We're going to talk about his bid for governor for the state of Florida. So as soon as he pop in here in a few minutes, we're going to talk to him about it. So I think that I just see him popped in already. Good morning, sir. How you doing, Mr. Fernandez?
How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for asking.
Good morning.
All righty then. Listen, I know you got a bid to run for governor. Talk to us about your bid for governor and why.
Well, let's start off by introducing myself, giving a little bit of background history on myself. Thomas Eloy Fernandez, Cuban-born immigrant, came to the United States when I was 3 years old. Grew up in Virginia for a little bit. From there, New York, landed in Florida in '97, joined the United States Air Force in 2000. And pretty much as mentioned by my Navy vets, it was an experience. I learned a lot. It was definitely an experience. I stayed south of the Mason-Dixie, at least stateside. So I did Eglin Air Force Base up in Fort Walton, close to Escambia. I was down there for tech school, second longest tech school. So I was there about a year. I was considered permanent party. From there, I went to Laughlin Air Force Base, Texas. Stayed there for about 9-10 years. Another experience. Then Oklahoma, Edwards Air Force Base, and a lot of different places overseas in between. It was an experience, but between that, coming back home, I'm a husband, father, entrepreneur, Retired Air Force Clinical Research Laboratory Tech, scientist. I ran the Honor Guard. I was Honor Guard program manager for 3 years for the Air Force in Oklahoma, at Altus Air Force Base, Oklahoma. Let me see. Texas. In the height of September 11, I had the honor to work with the Inspector General, do exercises, maintain, operate, and coordinate the emergency operations team, the emergency operations center, the crisis actions team, a couple of different things. It was just an experience. I was blessed that I was blessed by the people, the job. I got to learn. I got to see a lot through traveling. I got to see best practices in other places. So in 2020, when I retired and came back home, I saw a need. As a community advocate, as an entrepreneur, I tried to meet that need. I helped out the local hospitals, get them back up on their feet after COVID, with the manning situation that was happening. Then the VA needed help, so I went to the VA, did that for a little bit, right? But since then, the biggest need that we saw within our community was for healthcare. So we started a company to help out with healthcare, educating, showing people what resources are readily available and how to go ahead and kind of navigate the system in order to accomplish what their tasks and their goals were at the time. Since then, we recently opened up a nonprofit. And through the nonprofit, I realized that I have access to more funding because before everything was pretty much coming out of pocket. It's a two-man team, my wife and I, and we were just figuring it out how we can help out the local community where the needs were. We moved a couple of times because we thought this is a nice location, right? The thing is that the people that we were trying to help out in need, they're not living in a nice location. They're not there. So we moved a couple of times, right, where the need came from. And so really, I just want to see how I can be more effective in influencing change, more of a positive change. The current administration and government, pretty much what I'm seeing right now since I got back to Florida, has been my experience throughout my Air Force career. And the best way that I know to navigate that, the way I was able to survive, the way I was able to make it here to this point in time, has been just realizing I have no control over anyone else. I have control over myself. Different people, different backgrounds, different experiences, different cultures, different views, different perceptions over me. You know, when I walk into a room, right, you know, it's like Laughlin Air Force Base, walked in, had a perfect conversation, beautiful conversation with people, but they have certain images, certain perceptions, right? So they put me in kind of like a box, right? It's up to me to demonstrate and choose what foot I'm going to put forward. I can either be the cliche, be what Hollywood paints me out to be, you know, or I can be me. And at the end of the day, being me has served me best. And I want to help out the community. I want to help out Florida. I want to leave it better than I found it. I have experiences, UAE, you know, had a conversation with someone about something. And they explained to me how the kids, because it was in the middle of like 5th grade graduation or something, the kids were swimming, you know? And so when I asked the question to my driver on my way back, right, you know, he looked at me like I'm the crazy one. This is a peninsula. You know, I mean, everyone knows what I'm talking about right now because everything that's happening right now in Iran right there. I was Abu Dhabi, Dubai, that whole area. But it was crazy to me because it never even dawned on me, like, Florida's a peninsula. We don't mandate our kids to learn how to swim. So it's like, where's the disconnect? What's the difference here? You know, a lot of things that I've seen that I'm hoping to be a positive influence on. As of late,
let me interrupt for something. What was the major decision that brought you to decide that you want to run for governor?
The need, the community, the families, the fact that there is better, and we're just I don't know if it's a choice. I don't know if funding's being siphoned out. I don't know if it's a lack of understanding. I know that education took a hit for Florida, and that's usually the first thing when you're setting up the pig for the slaughter. First thing you do is you corner it. And in this case, education was the first thing that was taken out. I don't understand why I retired out of Edwards Air Force Base, California. Before I retired, I opened up a makerspace over there. I was a part of the team to help open up the makerspace, right? My wife and I, and another couple that was there, right? We pretty much helped implement and maintain a Perfect Challenge robotics team. And this is a small base installation. And we're just kind of reflecting the outside, the community, what's out, what's going on, what's happening right now with technology. We're just keeping up with evolution and the changes of life, right? I moved back down to Florida, and it was like blast from the past. You understand? And I'm down here in Homestead, and they opened up a cybrarium while I was down here since I moved down here. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay. So science, technology, engineering, art, math, pretty much the stuff from the future, the things that, you go to Japan right now, and a 9-year-old is more tech savvy than a professor in the US. This to me is mind-boggling,
I know we don't have a lot of time, Mr. Fernandez. I want to introduce you to Jerry McIntyre. Jerry's my co-host, and also Mr. Cliff Collins is a co-host too. They probably got questions for you, because what we want to know is if and when you get elected to the Senate, we want to know how your governorship will affect the Black community. How can you help the Black community? Jerry, you got questions? Because I know we're limited on time here.
I'll let him answer that question.
The Florida Blueprint 2027. Like I was mentioning, I've been getting feedback from the community, right? And as such, one of the first issues that I had with my fellow Democratic politicians, because I'm not even a politician, it was like, what's the path forward? How are we planning on navigating moving forward? I mean, prior to this administration, there was a project that was announced. It was publicized. I mean, it was out there, right? So what's ours? What is it that we're coming up with? When I realized there wasn't none, I started listening to the communities, listening to the people. And you know what? Since then, and as of this past weekend, we're drafting up the Florida Blueprint 2027, we're drafting up the first edition, the revision, and hopefully we'll have it out here soon today. But we're addressing education, healthcare, housing, affordability, seniors, my veterans. What's going on right now? What is going on right now? Just a lot of things that I want to put out there, right? But I get it. It's like I've always been low key, low profile. The nail, my environment for 20 years, the head that pops up is the one that's going to get the hammer, right? So I say, keep my head low, listen, watch, hear, understand, right? Process so that I can survive, pretty much move forward, right? But now I'm looking around and I'm like, it's time for me to pick my head up. It's time for me to pick my head up because the need is there and something needs to be done because we're going from bad to worse. And I don't know if we're really seeing the writing on the wall. So like what's happening right now. We have a government that's supposed to be of the people, for the people, that's literally weaponizing legislation against the people. It is implementing laws, policies, right, to later on be utilized against the people. And it is justifying it by cherry picking the needs and the wants of the people. So to me, I'm just like, this is what I see. This is the need. This is the reason why I'm trying to leave Florida better than I found it. I'm trying to give Floridians, and I say Floridians because, I get it. Americans, voters and everything, but you know what? These policies and these rules that we put into place that are going to be influenced by Floridians, by the voters and everything are going to affect everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you're a U.S. citizen or not. Because at the end of the day, right, when you lose your benefits and you go to apply for when you realize, I need to do 80 hours a month, 20 hours a week in order to retain my benefits, right? And they don't tell you, you lost your benefits. Now you're going back to get your benefits. They look at your ID card. Your real Florida ID card says that you're not a U.S. citizen, or that you're under investigation, or there's a warrant out for your arrest, right? Or some whatever reason. So now you're not privy to these benefits, and now ICE is going to come and deport you. Like, there is so many different things happening right now that I'm just like, is this truly what the people want? And so the Florida Blueprint 2027 is pretty much what I've gotten, what I've heard, what I've understood, right? The policies and the changes that Florida families want.
Okay, Jerry, Jerry got a question for you.
That was going to be my question. Your publication that you say should be out today. Is it a position? Is that part of your position paper for running for governor?
Yes, sir.
And what is your top policy issue, I would say?
I mean, it's so many: education, affordability, and healthcare. Single payer healthcare systems in other places work perfectly fine, and they're paying significantly less. I go to United Arab Emirates, right? First place, I have 127 troops. First place they want to go on the other side of the planet is McDonald's. And to me, that's mind-boggling, but okay, we go to McDonald's. Why is it that at McDonald's, the same $10 meal that I will buy here for $10, I am buying over there for $2.50, because the dollar to dirham ratio is 1-to-4. So, okay, I'm paying less. Well, but it's healthier. It's better. I don't understand. I never even knew that people use so much honey as a sweetener. I didn't even know that they had so many different types of honey. You understand? And when you stop and you realize that you start, and being in the healthcare and being a scientist, right? It's like one of my first papers was on the FDA and how, why is it that it's hard to claim that you can cure anything? So what's the end game here?
Yeah. How can we find, do you have a website that we can find a little more about you and so forth?
Yes, sir. That would be the What If Thomas 2027. 2026, sorry, I'm still on the blueprint. The blueprint is 2027. Yes, you can follow us on Facebook. Yeah, we're out there for the most part. We that is exactly what we are looking for. We're looking for followers. We're looking for to hear back from the community. We're trying to draft what we can based off the needs of the people. When we say navigating our vision ahead, right? The question is, what vision? Exactly. What is your vision ahead? All I'm doing is I'm standing up. I'm picking my head up, and I'm gonna move forward with what I think and feel is adequate morally and ethically. But at the end of the day, you know what? If you want to deport all immigrants, and now we go ahead and we implement that process, we can't turn around and now we're looking at it like, oh, we didn't think it was going to be like this. We need to take time, do our due diligence, learn, understand what the policies and what it is that we're moving forward. And that's why I ask everyone, right, to follow, share, ask questions, let me know what your views, what your gripes are, right? I will do the research, I will put in the work. It's me and my wife. It's us two. Everything from music to media to the qualifications to the driving to everything. It's just us two. We're trying to get feedback, and we have a vested interest too. It's, I guess, what I'm trying to say, because a lot of people, it's like, why? They're really trying to get that why. I have kids. I came to this country for 3 years. When I was 3 years old, it's like we work hard. We weren't looking for a handout. We came from Cuba. We were scared of a handout. You get a handout, it's like accepting communism. Fidel gives you that pound of rice. That's it. When they say how much for your soul, that's how much your soul costs, a pound of rice. So when it came to handouts, we were leery, scared. But you know what? We worked. We had an opportunity, and that's what I'm trying to offer future Florida families, the future Florida, the youth. is an opportunity for better. You know, when my troops are coming to me, right, and I'm thinking what the norm is, you know, it's like I learned how to do laundry, how to clean, how to cook and everything when I was younger. You know what? We're a tight-knit family. It was just us. We had nobody. Okay. And this is a time where, you know, you couldn't just grab your phone and call. No, you had to walk to the corner payphone, make a phone call, let somebody know somewhere, right, that you were going to call at a specific time. So there's a lot of things that we have taken for granted. And these are the things that I want to make sure kind of stay in the youth and they realize it. Because if not, we really are going to repeat history because we are going back in time, both technologically. Okay. When we say no child gets left behind, that does not mean we move at the pace of the child that is moving the slowest. Okay, when we have other countries that are literally promoting advancement. Okay, and then when we go and we're like, hey, you know, we need cybersecurity. Your little 8-year-old is hacking into an OPM. Your 12-year-old is hacking into my healthcare system. This is sad. This is sad coming. This is poor management, poor leadership. You know, of the people, for the people. I don't know.
All right, Mr. Mr. Fernandez, Thomas E. Fernandez, y'all running for governor of Florida. Go on his website, go on his Facebook page and everything, and learn a little more about him. He's running a grassroots campaign, and we wish you luck, Mr. Fernandez. We appreciate you for coming on this morning, okay?
Yep. Nova for Florida. Follow us on Facebook. And I'm sorry, gentlemen, I have my lovely wife here. This is my right hand.
Yes,
my
Jesse.
She wanted to say hi.
Hello,
is this Jesse?
Yes,
good morning.
Everybody. Here you got Thomas running for governor. You know, we've been doing nonprofit stuff for 4 years on our own dime. Our nonprofit just became effective March 31st, but we keep doing the good work. Yeah. We want to do it on a bigger level. We're a DCF access partner registered with the state for the whole state of Florida. And this is what we're campaigning on. This is what we're running on. But I just wanted to jump on more so just to say, I put in the chat, please send your emails and we can send you what we're calling our Founders Edition of our Blueprint for 2027. Earlier, it was asked, and Thomas did say yes, but it does have some more detailed specifics on specific policies and projects that we have moving forward, our education plan, our housing plan, and other plans for healthcare, AI data centers, infrastructure, agriculture. We have highways listed in there. Emergency management, right now, it's at about 200 pages and it's meant to grow. It's meant to be a living document. And so while Thomas gives you the meat and potatoes, I give you the outer outline format, and that's what's in there. But take a look at it. I think you guys will be happy or impressed, or even if you're not, those are the things we need and want to hear from voters, from fellow politicians. We're just now entering the political world, never been in it. But between Thomas and I, you have 35 years of Air Force experience also. Thomas did 20 years with the Air Force and enlisted. I did 15 years with the Air Force on the civilian side. I've run crisis actions teams as well. So in a state
program managers.
Yes, program manager, management analyst by trade. Yep. Now I'm a nonprofit business owner and moving forward and trying to see what we can do to bring Florida great things and leave it better than we found it. Definitely. So thank you all for your time.
Thank you all for your time. God bless you, Florida. Okay. Please provide feedback. Please provide feedback. I really want to hear from everyone.
All right. Well, thank you, Thomas and Jesse. We appreciate it. And good luck on your campaign, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Take care, fellas.
Yeah, I run a nonprofit organization too. That's because I don't make no money.
Maybe we can get together and do some things.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, Jerry. I see we're back with Cliff. Cliff, adjust your camera vertically, horizontally, if you will, Cliff. There we go. There we go. We got Cliff back this morning. I like to highlight these grassroots candidates, y'all, because they don't have a lot of money, they don't have a lot of opportunity. They got a lot of good ideas, and so I don't know what chances they're giving elected, because politics is a big money game.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Okay, Jerry, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, it's going to be uphill climb. It's not impossible, but it's a steep climb to catch up with people if he's running as a Democrat, with Jolly and the others out there that has that purse string and can travel, around the state and make sure that they have that, they have that kind of money. But it's not impossible for him to do what he's doing. And then there's others out there running as independents and all of that. So, I think he said it himself. The highest nail gonna get the hammer. So, but it's a struggle, especially when you got to have a good team around you as well, and that means that you have to pay those individuals to help with your campaign, because you got to finance it. And it's a lot goes into that. But I think they have the opportunity to spread their wings, even if they don't make it this time. You planted that seed. And sometimes, it's good to plant that seed, so that you can decide whether you want to do that again. And it's not impossible.
Yeah, that is true. Cliff, what are your thoughts on grassroots candidates trying to get elected?
Yeah. First, I thank them for their service, collectively for what they've done. I see a lot of energy in grassroots candidates, which is great. But I'd have to agree with Jerry on this purse string. Just as an example, in the last 2 days, I've had 4 different flyers come to my house for candidates that have raised an enormous amount of money. And so those flyers, they come in, and the first one, you might look at it and say, let me throw it in the trash. I don't need this to influence me. Second one comes, you throw it in the trash. Third, fourth one comes, now you start to look at it, right? So psychologically, that has an impact on people that don't even realize it's having an impact on them. So the minute you get in the boot and you look in there and you say, well, oh, wait a minute, who is Thomas? I don't remember ever hearing about this guy. But the people that come to mind, and again, this is psychological warfare. The people that come to mind is that flyer that hits your box all the time that you really don't want to think about. But you only think about them now when you're in that booth and you're coloring in the name. I think that's where the impact happens. And, and to his cliche, the highest nail will get the hammer. I think the people that has the highest volume of stuff, that's who's getting the vote. I like grassroots candidates because I think they're sincere. And I love what he said. You and I talked about this a while back. You got Project 2025. We should have something similar that says, here's what we're doing and here's what we're going after. I think that is transformational. I think that could go a long ways, but you need a mouthpiece. You need a candidate that can really sell us here. And man, I love that idea completely. I haven't read what he put together, but just hearing him and his wife give a quick voiceover, I think there's something substantive in there that's a counter to Project 2025. And anything that's a counter to Project 2025, I think is an addition to us, as addition to sort of turning that tide, because historically we are going back and this is the aggregation of marginal losses, right? It just happens year over year. And before you know it, people wake up and they realize we're in a place and they'd be like, how did we get to this place, right? And that's the aggregation of marginal losses. If we don't wake up and realize we have to combat that, then we'll never turn it around.
One of the things, some of the things he was saying in his blueprint about housing, Medicare, and all of the other things that he addressed, his positions on issues is really good, and a lot of times, people have position papers out, but you don't see what's really in it, because it's, instead of getting to the point, they got this elaborate amount of writing going on, and people need to know that, hey, this is affordable, this is what it can cost you. And sometimes, I know it's hard to put a price to anything these days because of the fluctuation in price, and the fluctuation is always up. It's not down in most instances. But a lot of the things he had in his blueprint 2027 is I think it's really good, and I definitely would like to see that because I got a list of things that I would love to see put into a blueprint.
Jerry, is that his blueprint 2027? Is that a Democratic Party blueprint 2027? That's an actual plan or what? Are you familiar?
Well, he was saying that it's his nonprofit.
Yeah, I took it as something he put together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there they are. They're still there.
Yeah. Let's bring it back on for a minute. Let's talk. Is that blueprint 2027 is your plan? I don't hear you.
You guys have some wonderful questions, and that's exactly what our blueprint is. So we've gone to a couple of forums, and one of the first ones we went to, Thomas asked what he thought was an excellent question, and the reaction was kind of weird. And our thing was, okay, this is great. Our goal right now is to kind of turn everything blue, right? Let's try to go blue. But what's the plan? Is there a plan forward? And we got this look like, and the response was, the plan is just to get Democrats in. Yeah. That's wonderful, but where do we go from there? Yeah. Once you're there, what are you going to do?
Hey, you guys, flip the camera vertically, horizontally, so I can see both of you at the same time, if you will, okay? If you can flip it horizontally. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Okay.
And so when we say in our plan, like our education plan breaks down it's about a 5 to 7 year education plan. It involves our children graduating ready for the real world. Because in 3rd grade, our Florida students are testing high in reading, but that's just because they can read words.
No
comprehension. But when you test them in 5th and 7th grade, their reading levels are all way lower. And it's because at that level, now you're testing for comprehension that they're not getting in school.
They can read the words, they can enunciate, they can pronounce, but they don't understand the meaning behind the words, or
they can't grasp the content.
And that's not good. That's not good. It's a way of communication with one another. And if we can't effectively communicate using our own language, that's wow.
So with this plan, we're not trying to prepare all the kids for college either. No. By the time you graduate high school, we want you to be prepared for trade school if that's your path, military, entrepreneurship, trade school, whatever it is, but that you're prepared and you have a path forward. Everything is having a path forward. Everything's a process, and we need processes that work. And our blueprint lays out our different ideas for different processes to solve or improve some of the situations we're living in. And the number one best thing about it is that none of our processes involve asking taxpayers for more money. Yeah, it is based around the money and everything that's already built into the system for it. It's just using our resources wisely.
What exists right now, I'm not a politician. I don't know what I'm getting myself into at the end of the day, right? That credit card's going to be maxed out, right? So I'm not going to make promises that later on I'm going to be tied and I'm not going to be able to complete or actually fulfill. You understand? So right now, based off what exists right now, what can be done, that is what I'm putting forward.
All right, Jerry. Cliff, questions?
No, actually, my first step would be to take a look at 2027. I'm excited to know that if I've thought about this here, obviously you got some people that have thought about it and they've actually put a plan together, which tells me that they've been thinking very deeply about it, and they're thinking about the outcome, not just sort of, okay, we got a seat at the table. Now what do we do? Just look at each other. I think it's so important that when you have a seat at the table, you don't just sit there. You have to be transformation. You have to realize you got to drive outcomes in the direction that's beneficial to your interests. And that's what it looks like they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to, I see you got your, what is your email now?
What if Thomas 2026 at gmail.com.
What is it again? I'm sorry.
You got to say it slower for us.
Yeah.
They want the email address again.
Let me get this. Sorry, we were having a bit of technical issues, but The email is whatifthomas2026 at gmail.
What if Thomas 2026 at gmail.com. WHATIFTHOMAS 2026 at gmail.com.
Got it.
Yes, sir. It's funny, education referencing another thing that was mentioned earlier on, right? But my troops, when they come in,
bring your camera up a little bit. There you go. So bring your camera up a little bit so your head don't be cut off. This is live television, y'all. We have to adjust as we go along here, if you will. Okay. But go ahead with your 2026 blueprint.
Yeah, no, one of the things, and when it comes to education, that I wanted to make sure that I included in that blueprint was preparing Florida families, Florida kids, right, for the future. So those paths that were mentioned, whether it be military, trade school, entrepreneur, whatever path they want to take, the basics like cooking, what was referred to back in the days as home ec, is something that I realized, with my troops, I've had to go do room inspections. You'll be surprised how many youngins, they're just used to, while I was living with mom cleaned up the room, did the laundry, did everything. And now they're living on their own and they don't know how to do laundry. They don't know how to, these things that they take for granted because it's always happening while they're growing up. And now as adults, they don't value because they never had that. They never had that experience. These are the things that I want to bring back into the education system so that when Florida students go abroad, they're not the ones that, you can tell they didn't know how to do their own laundry because they bleached their colors, you're not going to somebody else is coming in, stepping in and teaching your kids how to do these basic things. To me, it's like we failed as parents, we failed as a community, we failed as a people. When it comes to history, to our background, come on. The first thing we do is try and rewrite history. How better to learn it than from those that experienced it? Like, there's a lot of things that I want to, that I see that should change. I'll propose it, but at the end of the day, the community and the people have to accept it, want it, and push it forward. I have no power. The power of the position of the seat of being governor comes from the people. So if you're not using that responsibly and you don't care about the people that you're representing, those people that are giving you that power, then you really don't have any part or any place in politics or in that position. And right now, I see a lot of that, and that needs to change because the people that are paying the price are the families and the communities, and the ones that are making out like bandits are big companies, big corporations, right? And we're actually paying for it. We're working hard, putting the noose around our neck, right? And we can't actually live. Your average Florida family has more than one job just to make ends meet, just to cover rent, mortgage if they're lucky, right? Car insurance, vehicle, or car note. I mean, like, is this supposed to be the American dream? Is this what our ancestors, the ones that did want to come down here, is this what they built? Is this is what they were forced into creating? Yet another cage for the next generation? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's not my view. That's not my perspective, right? That's not what I'm running for. I'm trying to influence change, and that's me. But okay, sorry. I'll go off, and I have views, perspectives. I mean, my experiences have been those that I've just questioned. It's just trying to see how I can better influence.
Okay.
I was just Vernon, I was gonna say we need people that's near the ground, that understand the issues that need to be addressed. But as I said before, that big money they, even if you got the great ideas, that big money can drown you out a lot of times, and it do. A lot of great people that want to run for office and that could do a better job and understand what it takes to make it in this country. But usually the country is ran by billionaires and all of that who don't, starting with Reagan would trickle down, but it only trickles up to the richest person.
And isn't that an issue in and of itself? The fact that the government, that we have to pay to play, that the representation, the amount of money and funding that's required in order to be put in this position. I mean, it shouldn't. Yeah. This is a country that was founded off no taxation without any representation. But now we're gonna pay to put someone in a position to represent our agenda. And literally, I mean, like right now as it is, we're going to war over 20%. Yeah, I mean, like I'm just that's another issue that I wish to address, because you know what? It shouldn't be he who has the most money, and a person's merit should be demonstrated in their actions. By the time you're running for a political position, who and what you've done, what you've accomplished, whether locally or through the military across the nation, across the south of the Mason-Dixie, whatever it may be. But that should be transparent for people to see. You understand? But the thing is, when you even putting that out there, if we're going to cherry pick and we're going to highlight this part and draw attention away from the poop, from lack of a better word, focus on this and don't pay any attention to this hand that's in your back pocket. I mean, like, it's like if we're going to be that naive and we're going to fail to do our due diligence, right, and pay attention, we kind of do get what we put in.
Yeah. All right, fellas, y'all got any other questions?
No, I'm good. I really appreciate this. Excited to hear about it.
Please provide feedback. I want to hear from everyone, because like I said, my experience and having seen different places, different locations, right? It's like to see the way things are managed and ran in Florida. It's almost as if it's purposefully being done. Like if we're being set up and being fattened up for the slaughter almost. And I don't understand why. I don't understand. I know prior to leaving to the military, Florida was mainly about big business, Disney, corporations and everything, right? And that was one of my issues too. Back then, Florida has families. We have people from all over the United States and foreign countries that work, struggle their whole life to come and retire down here in Florida, to buy their little piece of the American dream, to buy a house, sit back and relax, nice tropical weather. They're not dealing with tornadoes. They're not dealing, I mean, we got hurricanes, but you know what? You're not shoveling snow at 5 o'clock in the morning to make it to school. I know, I did that. It's another thing, grew up in New York. But yeah, these are the things that I'm like, how is it that we're literally, you work your whole life to come down here and retire, and now we're making it so that others can't do that? We're not leaving it better, we're leaving it worse. And we're doing so, we're pretty much hedging Florida. We're hedging Florida. The worse it does, the more our pockets fill, right? And we're gonna take that dollar and we're gonna go to Dubai, right? And instead of paying $10 here, we're gonna pay $2.50 for our meal over there. Okay, but where we're gonna make that money? Here, at the expense of the people. I don't think that's right. At least that's what I see happening. That's what I perceive. Is it gonna take a lot of money? Yes, but I wanna do this without that money, that big corporation, that super PAC. Without that, I wanna give the people a voice, because once you take that money, not to reference something else that I mentioned earlier, right? But when they say how much for your soul, you know, I'm not gonna take someone's money that's gonna put restrictions on my freedoms, on my abilities to move forward, right, with the best interests of Florida families. You know, I'm not gonna sell somebody else's agenda in exchange for $1. No, No, you know what? Throughout my military career, I had that opportunity and I never took it. Not a once. I retired as enlisted and I retired as an E6. And you know what? I am proud of my time. I am proud of my experience. I am proud of the opportunity that I had to mentor and to guide the youth, right? And to teach them. Just because they're pointing at you, they're not touching you. Sticks and stones, right? They may break your bones, but words will never harm you. So don't give them that moment. And that's all I got, really. That's me, really. That's it.
And the grassroots and the money thing, our campaign received $40 in donation.
Jared, do you have any last words?
No, I'm because I'm gonna have to go to this down to the office. So
let me tell you, I tell that story and I say that proudly, and it brings tears to my eyes because that $40, we actually got 50, sorry. But the 40 was somebody who actually signed up to be a continuous donor, and they were donating $10 a month, and they did it for 4 months. But you know what? You know who that one person was? One of our DCF Access clients. I know what their financial situation looks like, and yet, they found a way, at least for 4 months, to donate $10. You know what? That money means more to me than any super PAC money ever will.
Oh, yes.
And we will not be bought, and neither will our decisions or our way forward. We need and want donations. They help, but it's not going to be at the expense of our conscience, our morals, our ethics, or what we stand for. And if it's illegal, unethical, or immoral, we're not doing it. So if you want to give me money with that intention, keep your money. Or give it to me knowing you're not going to get what you wanted. But that's like between us, the other side of it. But I did want to put that out there. She was one of our very first
clients,
But knowing her situation and knowing the effort and what she put forth because she believes in us. And by the way, we found out like 2 months later, she's been out campaigning for us.
All right.
Thank you guys.
All right, guys. We're gonna have to wrap it up here. We got to get out of here.
Sorry, we're both talkers. Thank you very much again for the opportunity. God bless, and we really do look forward to hearing from you guys. The good, the bad, the ugly. Let us know. Let us know. We don't know what we don't know, and apparently, from experience here, what we don't know actually can hurt us. So you know what? All feelings aside, let us know.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you coming on. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Jerry, you got some last thing before you go? I know you got to get out of here, and I do too. And Cliff do too.
There's the mayor's candidate forum, which Move for Change is involved in Wednesday on the 29th of July at the Spring Street Library meeting room, and then Thursday night we're having our town hall information meeting over at It's Personal. That's 2610 West Cervantes Street on Thursday at 6:00 p.m. So don't forget on 7/29 the mayor's candidate forum, which is that Wednesday. It's at 7/29. It's Wednesday the 29th at 4 p.m. Starts at 4 p.m. at the Spring Street Library meeting room.
Okay, Cliff, you got anything with it before you leave?
The only thing is, this is great. I actually really appreciate the opportunity to talk to some of these grassroots candidates. Are you going to talk to any other candidates out there running? There's a guy by the name of Dr. Trey McMullen.
Okay, well, contact me. I'll be glad to try to bring him on.
You should bring him on with Charles though, because he's a Republican, and not against Jerry, but I think Charles will. I'm sure Jerry would do the same, but actually Jerry might be better because Jerry will rattle his cage a little bit. Charles might agree with him more. So them both on there would be great. But I'll send him a note and let him know that you'd be interested.
Because I have Charles on tomorrow at 8:00, and so we can get Dr. McMillan on. Is he local?
He's local, yeah.
He's running for, what is he running for, governor? What
He's
office is he running for?
He's running for state representative.
State representative?
He's competing against the guy John Fay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm an underdog person, y'all. I'm always rooting for the underdog. So, and in fact that they don't have a lot of money. They run a grassroots campaign. That's why I giving them opportunity to come on board. You get these people with big money. Not only do they not want to come on board, I mean, not spend their money elsewhere. They don't spend advertising dollars here. But you know what? Just like this couple we just had on just a few minutes ago, great ideas, great concept, but not until people start hearing these things that they can get those ideas out there. So if they don't have the money like the rest of us, not like the big money people, you know, those ideas don't get out there. So I think they should be heard. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So
and
go ahead, Jerry.
I was gonna say, and as Cliff said, it's good that somebody out there is, and it might be some others as well, but putting together a blueprint to counter this Project 2025, which is a devastating document. And when we were going to the different churches trying to explain it, people didn't really get the grasp of what we were talking about as far as Project 2025. And a lot of people said, you know, that they weren't going to implement that. And I'm like, yeah, it's not just the document. It's something that they intend to implement, and they are. And most of them, big portion of it has already been implemented. And we're looking at it every day, you know. And I was telling people, you know, about Venezuela. Venezuela was a part of that. You know, the voting rights, everything, you know, the actions of Black people together, put it together, study the history of Black folks. And then turn around and wrote a Project 2025 to denigrate and dehumanize us all over again from what they have done in the past. So it is incumbent upon us to get the information out to expose candidates that have the grassroots at hand, which could maybe help get some issues on the docket. The platform of other candidates that has the maybe a better chance if he don't win, whoever win primary, that they can help get some of those issues on their position papers and policies.
Yeah, you know, and I know we got to go, but man, you know, when I listen to what he said, it reminds me of. And Jerry, you know this, the book that King wrote, he said, where do we go from here, right?
Right.
I consider that book lost and put on the shelf by many people because I think that tells the other story. After the fight has been fought, it's really where do we go from here? How do we deal with the movement and sort of the legal battles and economic sort of struggles? How do we deal with chaos or community? Or was the real choice facing America, right? Economic redistribution, not just civil rights, was now the task, right? Because I think people lost. Economic redistribution is huge. And then the other one was sort of Black power versus nonviolence, right? That to me combats all this, what they call now, or allegedly say is Black on Black crime. And then a critique of American institutions themselves. I think that book really laid out a path to say, really, to think about where do we go from here, and then we have to define that. And I think that's just put on the shelves, and not many people are looking at it.
Right, and it's not, you know, and there's some other book that is out there that kind of is in line with King's thinking at the time, and we have thinkers now, you know, who are still in line with that. But a lot of people, like you say, have laid that they need to dust that book off and read it again.
Yes, I agree.
You know, because we definitely need that kind of thinking now, and people who can really articulate it to the people wake, to prick their conscience, if you will, to let them know that things is falling back further than it was in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s and 90s to the early 2000s. But there are other biographies out there that is really telling the story. I would say publication rather, that really tells the story of what we need to do, how we need to get there. We're gonna have to people just gonna have to come out of their shells and kind of open up their minds a little bit and listen to some of the things that are being talked to them about, because it's eating at us right now, and it's destroying our communities economically. Even with the laying off of almost 600,000 Black women in our community, that's billions of dollars being taken out of the economy of the Black community. Blacks losing contracts with state government, federal governments, because they use the word DEI, and other people. And then with the onslaught of ICE in the country, mass terrorists terrorizing our communities, we need a voice that's hollering in the wilderness that some people will take hold to, and maybe start moving in a direction that we need to move into.
Cliff, before we go, since you're a little closer to this tropical storm thing, has it reached tropical storm status yet? And then I think they named it Bertha, didn't they? So
it's Bertha. Yes, okay. It's tropical storm.
So before we get out of here, give us a wrap up and a cap up on how it's going to affect us in Pensacola, and from the city's perspective, what we should be doing.
I think the biggest thing is use this opportunity as a time to prepare for when that big hurricane hit. Right now, it's going to be tropical storm winds, and it's anticipated that it's going to be about 25 to 35 miles an hour gusts. So minimal impact, but even 25 to 35 miles an hour impact can blow a tree down with the saturation of water, et cetera. So I would look around the house, make sure you don't have any sort of windborne hazards. Take this chance to make sure you know the evacuation routes. Escambia County has some information on their webpage for free sandbags for people that constantly deal with flooding. I was on the website yesterday at myescambia.com, a great resource of information to make sure you have everything you need. You need to know your zones, and you should understand the routes. People wait for the last minute to plan the route to make sure they understand what happens during an evacuation. And with road rage, with people carrying weapons the way they do right now, I mean, the last thing you want is to be trying to evacuate an area. You don't understand something. You cross someone, they have a weapon, and then you got a discharge. Speaking of a discharge, Vernon, and you need to talk to Chip about this, but I was on Navy Boulevard this morning, and they had a crime scene truck and a budget rental vehicle on the side of the road. I'm going to look and see if I can find out more. And if I can, I'll feed it to you. But I'm wondering if there was a crime scene on the highway. Sorry for that deviation. But by and large, be safe, stay prepared, be ready. And the city has got your back. We're definitely looking out for the city to make sure that we're on par with everything.
Okay. Jerry, last thoughts?
Yeah, just that, again, our mayor candidate forum is Wednesday, the 29th, starting at 4 p.m. at the Spring Street Library meeting room. And then our town hall information meeting is Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. at 2610 West Advantage Street. It's personal by Shields. Hopefully we see everybody there, as many people as possible that can come out if the storm don't curtail everything. So we'll see you Thursday.
Jerry, please help remind me, if you will, of the mayor candidate forum on Wednesday, because we want to be there so we can broadcast that as well, because I think we got a lot of candidates. I think except for the governor, I think we got more people running for mayor than in other office, except for the governor. I think we got for the governor, y'all. I believe we got about 34 people running for governor, and for mayor, I think we got how many? We got 5 or 6, 7 people running for mayor as well.
Yeah, somewhere around that. But
Yes.
How many? Cliff?
6.
6 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
There's a debate tonight, though, with the mayor and Jermaine Williams tonight.
Where at tonight?
Here, let me look on the schedule here. And Vernon,
just between the two of them?
Well, they're the only two that said they'd do it. Everybody else didn't acknowledge it.
Today is Tuesday, so they do like Trump chicken out.
It's Taco Tuesday. While I'm looking that up, hey, Vernon, you got to start keeping tabs on these things here. I'm gonna give you 3 quotes that Jerry used today. He said, "Hollering in the wilderness." Mm-hmm. He said, "Prick their conscience," and he said, "Pull at their purse strings." 3 quotes here. You gotta start tracking them.
So that's why I have smart folks on it like you and Jerry, so that y'all we have an intelligent conversation sometimes. Because sometimes I lose myself sometimes, and I forget that I'm from Burnt Corn, and it all comes out.
Hey, I'm just taking notes right now. Hey, it's going to be at the Grand Hall, McGuire's Irish Pub. So the forum agenda starts at 5:30, welcoming. 5:40, Escambia District 4 Commissioner Ashley Hoffberger. She's got 5 minutes. 5:45, Santa Rosa District 2. They got a break. Then you got Escambia District 2 again. And then at the candidate confirmations, we go right into it. District 2 Commissioner. Man, this is going to be this is going to be a little bit. All right. Wrap up.
Where's it going to be at again, Cliff?
This is going to be at McGuire's Irish Pub, Grand Hall.
McGuire's. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So if you can make it, it starts at 5:30 p.m.
5:30. All right.
Yep.
All right, Jerry, anything else?
No, I'm good. I got to run. But
I know.
All right. Cliff, anything else?
I'm good now. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I got to run too. So we went over normally what we normally go. But thank you for Tuesdays. Jerry and Cliff for coming on. Folks, I got to get out of here. I'm going to have to see you tomorrow. We're here every day, y'all, at 6:30 every day for Vernon Morning. So y'all let folks know that we are on and popping every morning. So if you want to know what's happening in your community, you're going to have to stay tuned to Vernon Mornings with Vernon. Just get your coffee cup and we'll be ready to roll. See y'all tomorrow.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1,